All right, everyone. Sorry about that. So our next speaker today is a man who was the subject of a documentary filmed here in Portland in 2006 called High Score, and it was about his quest for the missile command record. And he is the most amazing player I've ever seen, and a very nice guy to boot. So I'm proud to introduce Mr. Bill Carlton.
I'm really surprised with how many people decided to show up here today. Missile Command isn't the most known game or the most played game. It's extremely difficult. If we have any questions, let's start with those now. Rockin'. All right. Seriously, no questions? In 2003, I taught ground control into letting me go for the world record on...
There you go. Maybe just really credit.
In 2003, I talked ground control game room into letting me go for the world record on asteroids. Now at the time, I was just hyped on, I want to get the world record, that's it. Having no idea of what was in store really with going for a marathon of that, that kind of caliber. The machine wasn't ready for it either. And in 27 hours, 19 minutes, the power board smoked, and my attempt was over. Fortunately, the game did last over 24 hours, and I didn't realize it at the time, but it was just a few days shy of 20 years since somebody had played a game from 1989 and before on one credit for over a day. Now, had I known, I may have waited a couple months just so I could brag that I was the first in 20 years, but like I said, there's a lot we didn't know at the time. Now, because of that attempt back in 2003, I was approached by a gentleman that wanted to make a documentary chasing 3 or 4 different guys who were actually going after world records. And I said, well, it's kind of odd that you're getting a hold of me now, because next month, I'm going to make an attempt on Missile Command. He flew right out from New York. We started filming right then. The movie changed from tracking 3 or 4 guys to just tracking me going after Missile Command. He became aware how difficult the game is real quick the first night we set him up to play, and he couldn't get 12,000 points. So, eventually I played a game, he saw what was going on, he realized it was worth his time. 5 trips back and forth from New York. We spent off and on for 11 and a half months filming the movie. First time it showed, it won the audience award, which is really the big one in my opinion. I was so thrilled. I was there for the world premiere down in Austin, Texas. Ever since then, it's been a roller coaster ride of gaming expos, conferences, film festivals. It even got me all the way expenses paid, everything to England and back for the first ever game week, which was thrilling. I am going to end up playing and chatting while I play. You can ask questions. Everybody you guys can see how it goes. People ask me if I have any advice for people that want to get to be good at Missile Command. And here's what I tell everybody. The player will screw it up for themselves. You will freak out and panic when you should not be panicking. You have to relax. You might move fast. You have to shoot and move. The first board leads you astray. The first board moves so slow, you can shoot, watch it explode, wheel on over to another one, shoot, watch it explode. Later, there's no watching it explode. You're going to shoot, move, relax, breathe. And what happens usually by the third board is people are all over the place with the ball, just firing every base they can fire. So, I'll give you guys an example of it. If you come up with questions along the way, I don't mind. And also, if you do stick around, I'm pretty sure I brought about 17 of these for everybody. I'll autograph one of the movie postcards for you. Really? No questions yet? Rockin'. Now this is that dreaded first board. You gotta watch out for this. You see people losing cities on this first board? Take the Missile Command away from them. No. But we'll still let you play. We got a lot of world record holders in this crowd right now. Scott right here is a world record holder on Capcom Bowling. Got a perfect 300. I own the unit. Ken House right here is the world record holder on Dig Dug. See, Dig Dug gets an applause. Capcom Bowling does not. games that are 30 years old, when you move them, things break. You guys have seen the Goliath scene today. It was working for the guy great when he got it out of his house yesterday. Now it's not working so great. The Missile Command is doing the same thing. What screwed up overnight when I bought the game here is that the colors on some of the boards are going to be really off. It makes it way more difficult to play. Not for me, but in case you guys get a chance to play again once we put it back over there, you'll see that if you get far enough, the colors are really screwing up. The first major attempt I made for Missile Command being in '04 was kind of silly. I was left alone, and after less than a day of play, I went to go take a break, and I sat down and I fell asleep. So the first major attempt on Missile Command I ever made, I couldn't blame it on the equipment. For those of you who have seen High Score, twice you see the game reset on me. And we leave you in the film believing that the issue is hardware. It is not. For those of you who have seen High Score, the issue is software. It was the way it was written by Dave Thoreau, who worked for Atari back in 1979. There's a glitch that not only if you land perfectly with 256 cities, but if you land with 255, 257, pretty much 3 digits anywhere around that 256, it's a reset condition. And during the first 4 or 5 major serious attempts I made at this game, I didn't know that. So
how do you avoid it?
I'm sorry?
How do you avoid it?
How do you avoid it? That's a very good question. Man, if I had that mastered, I'd already have the world record. The way to avoid it is that you must track city count at all times. And unfortunately, what they didn't do for us back in 1979 was digitally display somehow on the screen how many cities I have total. Now with asteroids, I had a little bit of an advantage. The asteroids can screw up if it has 256 ships. And all you can see going across the top of the screen in asteroids is about 54. So what I would do is take my average on how long it takes me to get 54, figure out, 5, 6 times that. I'm sorry, what is it? 5 times that, I'll be at 250, and not to play that good without taking a break. So 255, 256 is a big number in electronics anyway. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here you can see the blue screen is starting to do kind of what I was talking about. Some of the colors will be different. The X is hard to track. Gotta get this game back together.
How many different machines do you own?
Presently, I have 2 Missile Commands, one stripped out. Ken and I put a brand new sidearm on my other one. Oh, and that's
Live on the internet?
I'll bring that. Yeah, and we streamed it live on the internet when we did it. Put the new side art on. There is a rip-off pack game of Missile Command called Super Missile Attack. And the guys that made it, they pretty much stole the software, the whole game, and just made adjustments. It was never actually really released, but those of us nowadays who have those proms learn. If you have a Missile Command, you can load those proms into it and play Super Missile Attack. It makes Missile Command seem easy. It is so hard that even my highest score was like 70,000. It's insanely hard. There's really nothing to compare it to with Missile Command other than, there's some of the same programming, that's about it. So the Excel program that we tried to use 2 weeks ago when I went for my last attempt, I wanted to say at the time in my defense that the software glitched, but looking back on everything, the chances are better that I added incorrect data at some point, and that's what caused it. But we're trying to figure out how to track the cities and have an accurate count. Without that, it's a crapshoot. It can end at any million. We can kind of keep it together for those first 20, 30, 40 million. But after that, unless you run out of cities and really see where you are, it can end at any million. And once you're a day and a half into the game, it's really hard to keep track of the map. I don't know how many of you guys saw the episode of Chuck when he plays Missile Command, but he makes a reference to keeping track of the map after that long of playing, and we swear that the writers of that episode had seen my score. There's a couple of things they say and they do in there. There's also a gentleman by the name of Roy Schill, who for 20 years, some of you guys may know him as Mr. Awesome. What are you laughing about? He kept the controversy of Missile Command alive for 20 years. He really was a stunning player. And he did all this back in the day before we were recording everything and keeping track of everything. Roy's a great guy. If you get a chance, YouTube Mr. Awesome. Yeah, he's got a lot of great advice. I'm being asked when I'm going to make my next attempt again. By the guy whose house we do the attempts in now. He owns Kincaid. Over at his house, that's where the asteroids world record was broken after 28 years and went down this year in his house. And what we were hoping is that after 28 years, the Missile Command also goes down. Both those scores were originally set in 82. And we're making our attempts. Now Ken wants to know when I'm coming back to do it again. It's difficult to set up not only a 3-day weekend, but then take vacation days when I have to work all week long. It's really difficult. If I was a self-made man or if I was unemployed, I'd already have this world record. But it's difficult to set up with taking vacation days and 3-day weekends and things like that. And it's the first time it collapses on me in the weekend, the attempt's over. I really don't have time to get started and do it all again if it's going to last over 2 days. How do you not get bored? I tell you, the one fear I have when I'm making an attempt on Missile Command at least, I mean, I could see getting bored playing Q-Bert. But on Missile Command, my fear of not tracking the cities right and the game ending later on when I've been playing for days, that fear alone keeps me from getting bored. I could be suffering with, well, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago when I made the attempt over at the Kincaid, my palms from touching the control panel had both swelled. It was worse on the left hand, just resting it here all day. The right one has, some fatigue, but getting bored, no, I'm too scared. Now, usually people ask the potty question. How do you go to the potty? Like I was explaining, having all those extra cities built up, I have time to leave, do what I need to do and come back. Same thing with asteroids. So if you think about it with Marathon, I picked 2 easy games to be able to leave and go to the bathroom on. But I picked 2 hard games to try and figure out and actually get to that point. They're extremely difficult. If you decide to go for the world record on, let's say, Star Wars, I don't know how many of you guys play Star Wars, but you can only have 6 shields at most. If you walk away from that game for 25 seconds, I don't care if you've been playing for hours or not, your game's over 25 seconds later. And unfortunately, the 2 games that I've chosen, I don't have that as an issue. With Q-Bert, and the reason I mentioned Q-Bert is because I'm thinking at some point in the future I may attempt Q-Bert, but I have to get this Missile Command thing out of the way first. It's holding me back. It's the board, it's the screen, the way you stare at those triangles. I've had it explained to me that a gentleman that stared at them for over a day one time couldn't see in front of his face anymore. He didn't know what was going on. And I can see it. You don't know which way's up. They explain you don't know which way the board is up anymore. You don't know which way you're attacking. I can see it. It'd be crazy. But fortunately for me, with Missile Command, the colors in the background changed. People, I'm sorry?
If you're colorblind, is it really hard to play this game?
I wouldn't know. Someone did bring that up one time. Could somebody who's colorblind play? And I guess so. They might just see it differently than I see it.
Being colorblind doesn't mean you can't see all colors.
Right. It might not be that they can't see them all. If I don't make this to 810,000, it'll be the first time in years while talking at an event that I didn't make. So you were here for that? Is there anybody here considering taking on a world record with arcade, not console or pinball? We do have a world record attempt that's going to be going down this weekend. There's a young gentleman here who's going to be using ground controls, Neo Geo cabinet, the one solo by itself against the wall over there. Going to be trying to break, I think it's Metal Slug 3. I've And also, you can speak with Scotty or Cat Campbell or Ken over here if you're seriously considering about a world record attempt at an arcade game. See what you're up against. Scott's game took a whole 12 minutes. Oh no, I'm sorry. How long did it take? 2.5 minutes. Scott's world record took 2.5 minutes. Hey Ken, how long did your attempt take?
5 hours.
5 hours to get the world record on Big Duck, huh?
8 hours.
8 hours. So it might take you 2.5 minutes, it might take you 8 hours, or you might have to play it in 2 days. It all depends on the game you pick. Oh, while I make an attempt, yeah, no, I eat definitely. I eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, try to eat good. People always make the jokes about coffee and tea and stuff like that. No way. If I was going to have a coffee or drink some tea, it would be about an hour before the world record was about to be broken. You know, but during the entire attempt, it's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, it's bananas, cans of peaches, and you got to stay hydrated. When John did Asteroids, he did a lot of, or not a lot, but he drank, what was that, Ken, that Johnny was drinking? Gatorade? Myself, I stick to water and orange juice. Has anybody here ever gotten 100,000 on Missile Command? Anybody in the room?
I got 56,000.
56,000. I guess you're second place in the room.
Second place. I'll take it.
Second place Missile Command in the room. Now you can see the blue where it says player and my X. You need a monitor. And that's another thing with this as a hobby, collecting them. The monitors, they don't make tubes anymore. So we're starting to come up with other ideas. We're going to have workarounds. Conversion boards.
TV tubes.
We're using, that's what Ken started to do. He's using TV tubes donated through Goodwill, but the monitor board itself must be the original arcade monitor board, so that has to stay in good condition.
What's your history with games and what makes you so interested in records?
Question over here.
Yes.
What's your history with games, like growing up with them? What makes you so interested in
Yeah, you know, the majority of all gaming I ever did was just arcade. You know, having a console here or two when I was younger, you know, just to keep it and collect it and have it or whatever. But I really don't play any console gaming, any PC gaming, and except for maybe Golden Tee and some touchscreen, really the only arcade I play is classic. I'm real old school with it.
Why did we get the movie?
I'm sorry?
Where do we buy the movies? Documentary?
You can go to highscoremovie.com. Very good question. That's my publicist over there, you guys. You can go to highscoremovie.com and find out and link over to where to purchase it there. You can also go to Hulu and watch it for free. We just found out this morning that on Hulu's recommended favorites, High Score is on the list. I love it.
So Bill, why Missile Command? Why not something else?
You know, people do ask me, they say, hey, how come Asteroids and Missile Command? And I guess during watching the film and movie and doing things, people, I guess, just get the idea that, oh, Bill can do this on any game. The truth is, Bill can only do this to Missile Command and Asteroids. But I'm now a million player on Qbert, and I'm looking into what it's going to take to be able to stare at the screen for over a day. I've heard the stories from guys who have marathon Qbert, and it gets ugly with their vision and how it screws with them. I'm thinking of making something that's a different color or a chart that's off to the side, so as I play a board, I can stare at it and get my focus rate, and then go back to it. Working out different ideas there. use 3. At times, that's great. For the regular player, wow, they only took 3 from me. That's great. It's the most they can take in a board. But for me, that's terrible. I wish at times I could lose all the cities. Because it's the points that I'm earning during some of those cities that can put me past a bonus wave when I'm trying to lose a bunch. And then I'm getting the 1,800 points for every board that goes by, even though I'm trying to lose city after city as all I can. And there's been times where those 1,800 points gathering up each time at the end of the wave is what does it to me and puts me past the bonus round that I wasn't expecting. The math didn't work out right.
With this running the way it is, how difficult is it for you to actually aim your shot?
I'm sorry?
How difficult is it for you to actually see what you're shooting at?
Oh, it's a little bit more difficult today because of how the colors are screwed up. Usually it would be a lot more bright than this. You guys would have an easier time of playing it. But like it was hard to even see that missile coming out of there. But I just have to bear through it today. Hopefully I get a chance in the next week or 2 to fix it. But normally it'll look a little bit clearer than this. As soon as you move a 30-year-old piece of equipment,
Are all of the levels the same each time you play it, or does the game randomly generate?
It goes through waves of difficulty where it'll get easier, not so much easier, but it can get harder. It stays at 6 times value, but after board 100 to 120, or I think it's 110 to board 130, somewhere in there, there's double lines, which means twice as many missiles. And they call it double lines boards, but it'll rotate out of that again also. The smart bombs, although they're hard the entire game, they actually get harder. I think it rotates over after 256 boards, and the difficulty will rotate over also. So it almost appears as though a whole other game has started because it's barely moving.